A creaking wooden boat bumps against a muddy shore, and a handful of strangers step onto a land they don't know, betting their lives on an idea. We're talking about the first successful English settlements in North America: Jamestown, Plymouth, and the Massachusetts Bay Colony, and how profit, prayer, and survival shaped them. Once you've watched this, you'll be able to tell why each colony began, how it stayed alive, and what choices still echo in American life today. Strip everything else away, and you get this. A colony is a settlement ruled by a faraway country, and people built them for two big reasons: money or faith. What's really going on is cause and effect. Their reasons changed where they settled, how they worked, how they governed themselves, and how they treated the native peoples already living there. Let's start in Virginia. Jamestown was founded in 1607, the first permanent English colony in America, and it existed to make money. Investors hoped for quick riches, so the settlers chose a spot easy to defend on a river. But it was marshy, with bad water and swarms of mosquitoes. Practically speaking, that choice meant disease, hunger, and a rough first few years. Food was scarce. The summers were hot and swampy, winters harsh, and conflict with nearby native communities flared as both sides fought over land and resources. Underneath that struggle was a simple truth: the land wasn't empty. The Powhatan Confederacy, a powerful network of Native American groups, already lived there, farmed there, and traded there. Sometimes the English traded corn with Powhatan people, and sometimes they fought them, which hurt everyone's chances of surviving. Leadership mattered. John Smith, one of Jamestown's leaders, pushed a hard rule: he that will not work shall not eat. In plain words, no more gold hunting daydreams. Build shelters, plant food, dig wells. The takeaway: work and planning, not luck, kept people alive. Here's the trick that finally made investors happy: tobacco. Tobacco was a cash crop, something grown mostly to sell, and there was huge demand in England. Fields of tobacco brought profits, but they also required a lot of land and a lot of labor, which pushed colonists to expand and strained relations with native neighbors. In 1619, two big changes arrived in Jamestown that would shape the future. One was the House of Burgesses, a representative assembly where colonists could make some of their own laws, an early step toward self-government. The other was tragic: the arrival of the first enslaved Africans, beginning slavery in English America and tying the colony's wealth to forced labor. Now shift north to 1620. Plymouth Colony was started by the Pilgrims, English separatists who wanted religious freedom, meaning they wanted to worship in their own way without punishment. Their first winter was brutal. Many died from cold and hunger because they arrived late and supplies ran out. To hold their community together, adult men on the ship signed the Mayflower Compact, a simple agreement to make and follow fair rules for the good of the colony. It was a promise of self-governance, people governing themselves by agreed rules, long before there was a United States. Survival also hinged on help. Squanto, a native man who spoke English, taught the Pilgrims vital skills: how to plant corn in sandy soil with fish as fertilizer, where to fish, and how to trade. The result was a better harvest and a season of peace that later inspired the story of the first Thanksgiving. A decade later, in 1630, thousands of Puritans, English Protestants who wanted to purify their church's practices, founded the Massachusetts Bay Colony for religious freedom. Their leader, John Winthrop, talked about building a city upon a hill, meaning a model community that others would watch. That vision shaped daily life: close towns, strict moral codes, meeting houses at the center, and community rules they expected everyone to follow. Compare the three, and a pattern pops out. Jamestown chased profit, so its energy went into plantations, tobacco fields, and trade. And it created the House of Burgesses to manage a growing economy, and tragically expanded slavery. Plymouth and Massachusetts Bay chased faith, so they built tight-knit towns, signed agreements like the Mayflower Compact, and expected people to live by shared religious rules. And across all of them, the presence of native peoples wasn't a footnote, it was the landscape of decision-making. Trade, alliances, misunderstandings, and violence shaped who survived and who had to move, leading to the displacement of many native communities. So, to put it all together, Jamestown, 1607, was profit first, tobacco, the House of Burgesses, and the arrival of enslaved Africans in 1619. Plymouth, 1620, was faith first, Pilgrims, the Mayflower Compact, and crucial help from Squanto. And Massachusetts Bay, 1630, was Puritan-led, a city upon a hill, under John Winthrop. The point being, if you know whether a colony was chasing money or meaning, you can predict the choices they made and the world they built.